So it is 9 a.m. Good morning, and thanks for joining us to talk about how to secure your Azure environments leveraging Azure Security Center.
Good morning. I'm Ty Balacio. I'm with the Azure Security Center team, been with it since its launch, and I'm here to help talk about more about compute workloads within Security Center and how you can deploy it more effectively.
And I am Nicholas DeCola. I'm also on the same team with Ty. So we'll jump right in. We have a short session, 45 minutes. So we're going to try to maximize some demos and some things that will help you go back to your environments and enable Azure Security Center. So quick show of hands, how many folks are using Azure Security Center today in their environment? Cool. Wow, that's pretty awesome. We like it. How many are using it in the standard tier versus the free tier? Okay, not as many. So hopefully after you see this, we'll have more go back and turn on the standard tier. And is it supposed to be flickering like this? I don't know if you guys can fix that, but it's like flickering.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, it was a little distraction there. So diving into Azure Security Center. So what is Azure Security Center? For those of you that did not put your hands up that you're using Azure Security Center today, Azure Security Center is a cloud workload protection platform to help you secure your Azure environment by giving you visibility into your Azure resources and their security status, as well as giving you some advanced threat detection capabilities and some response capabilities that we'll talk about today. So you're saying, what is a cloud workload protection platform? So per Gartner, it's an agent-based server workload protection platform targeted at hybrid data center architectures, which means you have physical and virtual machines, and it should work across multiple public cloud infrastructures as a service. And ideally, it should support container-based tools. And this is the graphic they show that shows the different foundational capabilities that a CWPP should provide. Good news is Azure Security Center does all of these. Right? We can work on-prem, we can work in Azure, we can work in AWS for your IaaS nodes anywhere across the world. And soon we'll be adding containers and doing some monitoring around container-based as well. So 3 core pillars that we focus in with Azure Security Center: helping you strengthen your security posture, help you protect against threats, and help you get secure faster. So we're going to talk about each one of these pillars, but we're going to focus in on some key scenarios that we see customers struggling with when deploying Azure Security Center. So hopefully you can take those back and make your lives easier going forward. So the first one, I'll turn over to Ty to talk about securing VMs and compute workloads.
Cool, thank you, Nick. So the largest risk area you'll have inside your cloud environment will be securing compute workloads. You're responsible for more of that stack, and understanding shared responsibility is a key component of this. And so let's take a minute to frame out a little bit about what Microsoft's commitment is around securing cloud resources and how that commitment works into a shared responsibility discussion you'll likely have with your companies and partners. So when we think about shared responsibility, the easiest way to frame up this discussion is to look at what this would contrast to inside an on-prem data center environment. And in that environment, you own everything. This is really pulling us out. How are we doing?
Well, 1 second, he's going to change it over.
Okay.
Bear with us while we change some technical difficulties here.
Looks much better.
Thank you.
Nice. Thank you very much. Okay, so in your on-prem data center, you're responsible for everything. I'm going to work bottom up in the stack real quick, from racking and stacking, putting those systems in a cage, locking it down, making sure access to that environment physical environment is fully secure, setting up the hosts, the guests, patching the guests, all the way up through the stack of securing the application. You're provisioning your identity and infrastructure. You're delegating roles and administration. You're securing client endpoints that are connecting to that data center resource. And then finally, you're ensuring that the data in that environment is properly encrypted. It's not exfiltrated across the board. Okay, so now you come to a public cloud environment. We own that data center. We're responsible. We've been certified through a raft of different certifications that we're doing that job effectively. You don't need to think about that on a day-to-day basis anymore. Now, you do need to think about this from an IaaS perspective on many layers of the stack, starting at the virtual operating system. You're going to be configuring the deeper settings on that. You're going to be ensuring that you've got the patch management process aligned to the maintenance windows that you've established for your environment. You're going to be ensuring that the different levels of controls and operating system components necessary to provide a secure computing experience is within your scope of responsibility. As we move through PaaS and SaaS, though, you see that this responsibility starts to blend a little bit. You may not get the same level of network controls in a PaaS or a SaaS offering that you're paying for. You won't be able to patch the operating system. You won't even be able to see the operating system. And so at these various layers, there's this discussion that has to happen about which area of shared responsibility transfers to Microsoft, which area is going to be contingent upon the workloads that you're putting together, and which area you will always retain, because that's just a function of the way that cloud computing and provisioning resources and configuring them functions. All right. So that's about hardening the resources to prevent an attack as effectively as possible. Attacks will still happen. And so what we want to do is take a look at what we can do to improve the security posture of your organization across these various workloads. Now, when we think about compute workloads, typically you're only thinking about virtual machines. But really, anything that's going to be running and processing code is something that we have to think about from a computing perspective. And so Security Center will take a look at all of the different types of compute workloads and give you recommendations for hardening the different layers of this. So at the operating system level, we have Defender Advanced Threat Protection for servers. We have endpoint protection, update capabilities, deep configuration checks, capabilities to access these resources in a secure manner using just-in-time, and we have adaptive app controls. At the network layer, we're going to give you complete visibility over these resources and how they fit within your subnets and your network security groups, and recommendations that you can apply to harden and restrict traffic as effectively as possible to only let the traffic that you need flowing function. At the application level, this level, we're not going to be providing a layer of protection. If you're putting WordPress, if you're putting SAP, if you're putting different specific workloads on those systems, that's going to retain your responsibility to manage. Identity and directory infrastructure will give you visibility into hygienic operations that will harden and apply best practices to the ways that you've structured your roles. We'll recommend that you use MFA when it's appropriate. We'll recommend that you clean out owner accounts that are really heavy. We're going to help you apply a good hygienic practice to the way that you've been structuring your account and access management. Now, for client endpoints, we do have various solutions connecting, but it's really ultimately your responsibility to make a decision about ensuring that the systems connecting into your cloud data center infrastructure are effectively protected. Finally, at data governance, we'll give you the capability to understand if things are drifting in your environment. We'll also expose the capability to classify data so that if you have, let's say, a database with social security numbers in it or other sensitive data, you can use Security Center to help identify those, classify them, and then use those classifications in other operations and business workflows to protect. And finally, what we want to do is talk about threats and how Security Center can help protect that. Security Center is built upon the same technology and logic that we apply to protecting all of Azure's fabric. Just like you, we get attacked. And we learn a lot about those attacks. And we take the best expertise we have from analysts that sit in Herzliya, Israel, as well as Redmond, and we combine that knowledge and expertise and create signatures that look for patterns of attack, both statically as well as machine learning based, and bake that into the product so you get that as a capability within Security Center standard. We also have the capability to supplement the rich logic we're providing with additional customizations that you can provide. And so if there's states that you're interested in identifying that we may not be looking for, there's something very specialized, or you want to apply maybe a higher level of scrutiny to resource groups that handle sensitive data, you can take log analytics and write custom queries, bake those custom queries into Security Center, and alerts that come out of those will appear in the same dashboard alongside the alerts that we're providing for you. Okay, so what is a custom alert? There's really basically three components to it. You write a query that represents the state that you're interested in. You can save it inside Security Center. So in this example, let's say that we wanted to look at something very, very simple. We are concerned that adversaries are going to take service host exe as a mask for their particular operations and processes. So they're going to take their malicious code, they're going to rename it as something that looks very common to the operating system and execute it. But they're probably not going to be executing it from a System32 directory, a state that's interesting to look at. We actually catch this, but I'm going to use it as an example because it's a pretty straightforward one. You're going to take that and build in a custom alert rule. You're going to give it your own criticality rating. You're going to set some thresholds, so if it fires multiple times, you can balance the level of hits you get with the number of alerts you're seeing. And then ultimately, it gets you to a place where these alerts and these custom queries are showing in line with the data that you're getting from us natively. So here's a more complex example. Let's say an adversary is coming into your environment, and what they want to do is use a compression technology to encrypt and exfiltrate data once they've established a foothold. Now, we're going to catch a number of things along the way here. Most common way that we see systems get breached is through brute force attacks. So please use good password combinations and username combinations. It helps a ton. There's also a great capability inside Security Center called just-in-time virtual machine access that will greatly reduce the probability that your systems will be attacked on this alert type. We're also going to have capabilities to understand if credentials have been compromised, as well as watching machine learning of authentication patterns. So if we see anomalous logins that haven't been seen on a regular basis, we're going to look at the patterns and flag those to you. Now, I've got a couple here in blue, and those are the ones that you might want to supplement from a custom alert detection. Perhaps you want to look for some compression software. Perhaps if the compression software is operating, there's certain characteristics of attacks that you want to supplement with ours. Now, we will already catch if somebody masks their activity as service host or if they're running an attempt directory, but you may want to add some additional capabilities. In addition, if there's some exfiltration patterns that you're concerned about, you can add to those. So let's look at this in, So the first one I'll show you here is what we would do to catch WinRAR use. In WinRAR, there's going to be a number of command line parameters that will be pretty common when they use it. The M5 is an encryption parameter, the archive parameter, and so you can start looking at patterns. If you've got resources and you understand pretty solidly what those resources are doing, this may be something that you would immediately recognize as suspicious. Another example, in a security event, we can look for processes that are being executed by different system accounts, whether it's network system or local system. Now, those typically will occur on reserved files that you'll see inside System32. So if you're seeing patterns of process execution that fall into this category, it may be an indicator of compromise and malicious behavior. And finally, from a data perspective, if you want to start tracking data egress, wire data is a terrific table inside Log Analytics that you can utilize to see a variety of traffic patterns. In this case, a custom alert that would look for outbound traffic. Potentially, we'll say PowerShell exe is the process that we're concerned about from an upload perspective. And so we'll go ahead and write something that will summarize this, pull it together, and then give you visibility into it. So you can take these and supplement the entire kill chain. So let's look at what this would function like. I've just got a full screen. Okay, so I'm on a system that has some sensitive data. So just to set the stage here real quick, I've got this customer data XLS file. And so what I'll do is, starting from scratch, we're going to go ahead and go full screen so it's easier to see. First thing we're going to do is run psexec to get ourselves into a local system context. And now I've got a new window. And I'm local system. Next thing that I want to do is mask a process. So I've already done this ahead of time. So we'll go ahead and go over to the temp directory. And you'll see that I've taken WinRAR binary, renamed it as service host, and I'm going to run it from the temp directory. And so what I'm going to do here is run WinRAR with an encryption command, call the output compression file myPayload, and it's going to go ahead and grab that customer data and encrypt it. Give it a password. And now it's saying that it's completed that operation. Okay. Now I'm not going to take the time because we're running a little bit short on what we do to upload that, but that's probably enough to get some processes started. So now what we can do, minimize this and go over to our console. And real briefly, when you're inside Security Center, we're built on top of Log Analytics, and this is the platform that you would use to build these queries. And so I'll just run one of these really quickly here, and you'll see that we're picking up activity for the couple times I practiced this, as well as this one, to show that this is truly in the system, it's made it through. And then ultimately, that is data that you can take. You can take this query and put it into a custom alert, so it's in the inline module. So let's go ahead and go over to alerts real quick. I love watching refreshes. Here we are. Is this big enough for everybody? I think so. Okay. And so last night I was practicing this, and I'd run the query, and interestingly enough, it took some of those artifacts and actually started influencing the confidence score. Confidence score is one of those ways that you can use to triage some of the alerts in your system to determine what's most important for you to address. And so in this case, we're seeing that I'm still seeing the attacked VM. You see it from 9:15 there. So this is the latest attack that we did. And it's giving me visibility into this particular payload. And it's also giving me greater contextual information about what else we know about this and why we believe this to be something that's a true positive and not a benign or a false positive. And so you have all of your data here to build from. And it would be within this world that you could take those queries that I showed you earlier in the PowerPoint, put them in, and they would appear in line and supplement the entire investigation.
You want to create that custom alert?
Yeah, let's do that. I think we've got a few extra minutes.
So you can see Ty's basically taking that query that he had in Log Analytics for an advanced IOC that we had in our environment, right? Like maybe we've seen the attacker run WinRAR multiple times in our environment. So now we want to continue to look for it. And it's a high severity to us because we know the attackers have gotten in and used this at some point. And it's literally as simple as taking that query, putting it into this custom alert rule, and then deciding how often do you want to run that against how far back of data you want to look at, and then how many results or hits do you want, and we also have some suppression there, so you can say if we get this multiple times, go ahead and suppress it so we don't get alert fatigue or overwhelm ourselves, right? So now we have this custom alert, and if we run this again in a couple minutes, it should show up as an alert in Security Center, right? So under the Security Alerts pane, you'll see that it came from our custom alert versus something that came from Azure WAF or one of our other built-in technologies.
Okay. And how do we set this up?
me flip this back to extend here. So again, that's just one advanced scenario in threat detection that we provide you in Azure Security Center. Right? Hopefully you can go back and turn some of those queries into custom alerts so you can basically improve your alerting in your environment. So one of the other things we typically see customers struggling with is how do I do this at scale across all of my subscriptions? How do I turn on Azure Security Center? Because today, when we go look at the demo, you'll see, and we'll talk about it a little bit, is you have to go to the subscription, you have to turn on Azure Security Center, you have to set some settings and configuration. And so most customers say, well, I have 150 subscriptions. I'm not going to click on every one of them 25 different times to do the settings. So we're going to talk about how to do this at scale. So a couple things you need to think about when you're configuring Azure Security Center. And we get a lot of questions around this, so I want to spend a few minutes really talking about the options here. And the first is, how do you want to provision the agent? So we use the same agent that Log Analytics uses, which is called the Microsoft Monitoring Agent. If you are familiar with System Center Operations Manager, it is basically the same agent that is from System Center Operations Manager. But we have a capability to auto-provision. So if you have a smaller environment, maybe not as advanced, we recommend that you turn on auto-provision. Any new VM that gets spun up, we will deploy that agent for you. You don't have to do anything. We will deploy it. We will configure it. We'll talk about the other part of the configuration here in a second. So super easy to do. If you're more advanced, like a lot of the customers we talk with in the enterprise space, they have hundreds of subscriptions. They use full-blown automation with Chef or Puppet, or they use some type of ARM templates or something like that to deploy their environment, PowerShell scripts, those types of things. You may not want auto-provisioning. You may want to deploy that agent, that MMA agent, directly into your OS image that you deploy, right? And then just set the configuration with a PowerShell script to point it at the correct workspace. You can do that, right? So that's your decision point. Do you want auto-provisioning or not? So you need to think about those two ways that you can provision that agent. Once you provision the agent, you need to tell it what workspace you want the data to go to. So a couple things to think about with workspaces. We can create a workspace per subscription for Azure Security Center data. Most customers don't want to do that in the larger environments. It's a little easier for some. Some want to use a central workspace. My recommendation to all customers, if you can centralize to one single workspace, do it. But a lot of larger customers, that's harder. Because in Log Analytics workspaces, we don't have RBAC. So if you need to separate the data for RBAC purposes, i.e., security data needs to go to one place, or this line of business application needs to go to a different place so that certain folks can see that data, then you need different workspaces, right? Some have basically used workspaces in regions, right? So they say, hey, I want all my EU data to stay in the EU, so I put an EU workspace in, all my US data in US workspace, right? So you have to decide where you want this data to go. Highly recommend you centralize as much as possible. It makes writing those queries easy. You can query across your entire environment very simply in one workspace. But good news is the Log Analytics team also gave us cross-workspace queries. So you can write a query that goes across multiple workspaces and brings that data back into your query or into your results. So you do have that advantage as well. And then lastly, you need to choose what event logging level you want. So by default, even if you select none here and you say, I don't want any events collected, Azure Security Center is still going to collect the events it needs to do its own detections and its capabilities, right? So at a bare minimum, we are going to get the bare necessity that we need. I'm not going to cover all the things that are in there, but simply it's event log data, Windows firewall log data, and a couple other pieces of data. This link here where it says for additional details covers all the events that we collect. And obviously, we recommend Common as a baseline. If you want some additional events so that you can do more advanced queries, write some more custom alerts on additional event data, I would recommend that you turn it up to all events, right? One other note there, so when you run Azure Security Center and you pay for the standard tier, we do provide you a certain amount of data upload per node, and that is pooled. So if you have 10 nodes, it's 500 megs per node. That's 5 gigs of data per day across your nodes, right? So as long as you don't go over that 5 gigs, there's no additional charge. But if you were to say turn this on all, and you did have some extra data, there would be a data overage charge above that 5 gigs per day, okay? And Log Analytics does provide some really good interfaces to see how much data is coming in from Azure Security Center and the other solution packs that you might deploy, like Wire Data. So that's kind of per subscription. So if you have a smaller environment, okay, you can go configure that, maybe 5, 10 workspaces, or 5, 10 subscriptions. But if you have to go configure this on multiple workspaces or multiple subscriptions, you can configure, sorry, let me back up 1 second. You have to configure the policy per subscription as well, which is what do you want Azure Security Center to look for in your environment or not look for. So for example here, let's say you're providing web application firewall some other way, and you're not really concerned about Azure Security Center looking for that or making recommendations on that. You could turn that off here. Again, this is per subscription. Now, how would you scale this up? The good news is Azure has created a thing called management groups. It's a new capability that allows you to group subscriptions together into a group of subscriptions. I like to think of this as OUs in Active Directory. I'm an old Active Directory admin for many years. So if you're familiar with OUs, you can create an OU or a management group. You can put all your subscriptions in it. You can apply RBAC to that management group, and it will go down. Those RBAC rules will flow down to all those subscriptions. So it gives you a way that you don't have to go configure things like RBAC policy across every subscription. You can just do it at the management group level and apply it to your entire environment. So there is a default root group that gets created for every Azure Active Directory tenant or Azure tenant, and then you can create a bunch of different management groups underneath of that. Once you have a management group, you can then use another capability we just provisioned called Azure Policy. And in Azure Policy, we have a pre-canned Security Center policy that you can deploy today that will measure those settings against your subscriptions that are all part of that management group. So my recommendation here would be, if you want to turn on Azure Security Center across your environment, right, create this Azure policy one time, put all your subscriptions in the management groups, however you want to structure that management groups, and put it at your highest level. And it will apply to all of those subscriptions in that hierarchy, right? Way easier than going to each subscription and turning this on. So what does that look like? So here we have our Azure tenant. We'll start with management groups. So here you can see by default our root management group has been created already. Underneath of that, I've created a business applications management group as well as one that I called top. And in top, I basically have added the one subscription we have in this environment. So one thing to note on the management group, you have to click details. And then you can come in here and apply policies and link Azure subscriptions. Azure subscriptions to these management groups, right? So we have this management group top. We have applied the policy. So when we click on it, you'll see the policy that we've applied. And basically, we have applied this Azure Security Center policy that we give you out of the box. And you can see we have a bunch of non-compliant resources in here. So we can see, based on all those settings, what is compliant and what is not compliant across that environment. So it gives you a good way to roll up those. And I'm not going to dive too deep into policy, but policy is a great capability for you to go build your own policies above and beyond just what we're doing with Azure Security Center. And so you can check for all kinds of things like making sure people put tags on subscriptions or making sure your key vault is set up to send data to log analytics and report if people have done that or not done that. So this, think about this. This is like probably, back to my Active Directory terminology, group policy for Azure, right? It allows you to do a lot of checks against Azure to make sure people are deploying their capabilities or Azure capabilities in the manner that you want them deployed. So jumping back here. So lastly, I wanted to share these. I'm just going to quickly talk about these PowerShells, not going to demo them. We did just release a new PowerShell module for Azure Security Center. So I just kind of want to walk you through how you would do this with PowerShell. And then I put all the code samples in here, so if you download the templates afterwards or download the PowerPoint afterwards, you'll have all these. You can literally copy and paste these. So perfect example here, if I wanted to take all my subscriptions and set that auto provisioning setting to default and on, I would just basically say get Azure RM subscription, pipe that into a for each loop, and say set Azure RM Security Azure RM Security is the Azure Security Center policy. Auto provisioning setting, and then name default, and it would deploy that to on. I could then take that and set my Azure RM Security contact. So for example, you can do this in the subscription as well. You can set who you want us to contact if we find a really high severity alert in our environment. We will try to contact the contact that's in here. So Microsoft does this on behalf of you if we see anything really, really interesting that you should look into. Then you could set the pricing tier, so you can turn on Azure Security Center Standard or Free using this commandlet here, which is the Azure RM Security Auto Pricing tier. Highly recommend you use Standard, get the most value out of that. And then lastly, setting that workspace. Here you can see set Azure RM Security Workspace setting. One note, you will have to provide the subscription ID, the resource group name, and the workspace name in that path to the actual workspace, right? So it's not just the workspace name. You need to give it the whole Azure resource path to get there. And if you wanted to simplify this all down, you could do one for each loop to run the whole thing, and now all of your subscriptions would be configured. Pretty simple, right? Lot better than clicking on all of those. So one other thing, share with you here. We did produce an ARM template. So if you use ARM in your environment, you can see it's very long, very hard to read. So I blew it up a little bit here so that you can see it. And for follow-up afterwards, we did post this to GitHub. One of the members of our team, Tiander, created this, so it's here. He'll continue to update this going forward, so you'll have access to this, and you can just go to GitHub and download this ARM template if you use ARM. And then lastly, for the management groups and policy, they also have a PowerShell module. So I tested this last week, never done it before, so this is what I did in our environment. It worked pretty well. You can get that root management group. It is always called root. So you can say get Azure RM Management Group root. You need that so you can point it to the group you're going to create. So here I can say new Azure Management Group, name BizApps, display name is Business Applications, parent ID root.id, right? That's why you need the root. Then you could say get Azure RM subscription and basically point that subscription to that management group. That basically moves that subscription into that management group. So again, you could use this to place those subscriptions wherever you want them. And then when you want to create the policy, you have to get the management group that you created. You will have to create a hash table. I know it's really hard to read here. I'll blow it up in 1 second. A hash table of all the different settings in the policy definition. And then you say for, get the ASC policy, you can get the one that we've already created for you. The name is right here. And then you can set that assignment by saying, hey, I want to call this enable ASC. I want to scope it to that management group. I want to use the policy set definition that I got in my previous commandlet, and I want to use that hash table to set all the settings for that policy set definition. Right? So it's a little complex to try to figure out, which is why I documented all this for you, so you can download these and go back and kind of reiterate. And I even gave you the hash table here. It's blown up a little bit, but the whole thing, when you open it in PowerPoint, is there in text. You can copy and paste that hash table. Because some of these take audit if not exists, some take audit, some take a number of days that you want to retain logs or that you expect them to retain logs. And so all those settings for that default policy we have for Azure Security Center are in this hash table here. So you can just change them to what you want them to. So I'll turn it back over to Ty to talk about how to trigger automation from security alerts.
Thank you, Nick. Okay, so we've talked about how to get Security Center configured top-down across your environment. We've talked about the capabilities of hardening and supplementing with custom alerts and attacks. But what happens when you have an attack and you want to do something operational afterward? Perhaps you need to create a ticket in ServiceNow, or maybe you want to quarantine a VM. There's a lot of different scenarios that you may want to do, but it really comes down to two options. And the first option is whether or not you want to do something interactive. And to support that scenario, we've enabled the capability to use logic apps. And logic apps that are tied directly to Security Center, you can create a series of operational actions, everything from post something in Slack to quarantine a VM or sending off a response. Whatever you want to do, you can create in automation and then have that tied in contextually to the alert that you're investigating directly inside the Security Center console. So right there when we're working with an alert, you can make an operational decision about what to do. This is what we'll call the interactive mode. Now, when this happens, what you'll be doing is you'll be taking the alert and taking the parsing details out of it. In this case, we would create a record into ServiceNow. And so you would take a native component that ServiceNow built for the Logic Apps team and utilize it to create a record, to modify a record, to perform another operation. There are hundreds and hundreds of different drag and drop components inside Logic Apps that you can utilize that were built by outside partners other than Microsoft. We have a ton for Microsoft, but this is a terrific ecosystem of capability for you to snap in well-tested modules so that you can build automation very reliably. Now, the other option is to do this automatically. And the way that you would set this up is to utilize the Azure Manager and Azure Management capabilities built in natively. When alerts fire in Security Center, we not just drop it into our console, but we also take that record and we put it into the Azure Monitor channel inside the Azure Activity Log. And so you can use this as a triggering mechanism by writing a native alert directly inside that Azure Monitor area that looks for the starting state of an alert coming in. And then once you've got that, you can create an action group. Now, these action groups can perform a number of operations. We'll focus on Logic Apps today, but if you wanted to send a text message or initiate a webhook or open a ticket directly from here, you have tons of versatility in doing that. We make it available broadly across Azure and then integrated directly with Security Center. And this is a little bit tough to zoom in, but essentially what we're doing on the first part here is we're taking that input that came from the alert that was triggered, we're parsing through and finding the properties that matter to us, when we're then creating a condition and then based on those conditions performing an output. So this could be, let's say that I have something that is over a certain high confidence level and it's critical. Triage is cool, but right now I need to stop the bleeding and I want to take that thing offline. You can do that as a conditional fork, or potentially if it's something less severe, you may want a human to look at that before you make a decision to actually potentially interrupt a workflow. So you have that capability built in not only directly inside the experience of triaging alerts at the console of Security Center, but also more broadly so you can do something automatic.
So real quick, how many folks actually auto-respond to alerts? Not very many. Okay. We've had a few customers ask, which is why we kind of built that scenario with Azure Monitor and building a Logic app. A lot of people ask. We have not seen a lot of people implement it, so it's interesting. So I'm assuming the interactive is probably a little more interesting to you in triggering that as you investigate. Cool.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to leave a few more minutes for questions, but I did want to take a moment and talk about some of the resources available so that you can go and apply some of these techniques directly in your environment. We have a terrific reference article about securing Azure all up. Securing Azure from the best practices all the way from identity through that entire responsibility matrix you'll find at the secure reference. We'll also give you visibility into how to create compliant workloads using blueprints. If you want to just get started, if this is new to you, you can go ahead and pull that in. We also have a series of playbooks that have been written by our team. We also partnered with Avion to write a number of playbooks that will implement a complete operational environment for you to inject cross-site scripting attacks and SQL injection attacks, among others. And then finally, as Nicholas mentioned, we have samples for both the ARM templates as well as PowerShell code. So, with that.
So there's a couple other sessions. There was a great one yesterday around confidential computing, Azure Security Fundamentals tomorrow. Wednesday, Ben will be talking more in depth about the new capabilities in Azure Security Center, as well as there's another one on Azure Key Vault on Thursday. And lastly, recommend you come down to the booths. There's a security challenge. If you go around and visit the different booths and get the pins, I have the threat protection pin on mine. You can win a pair of pretty cool looking socks. They asked us to share that. So if you like to step up your sock game, as I like to say, I recommend you go down there. So lastly, don't forget to fill out your evals and feel free to come up and ask us any questions or stand up and ask any questions now. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.